Alrighty, we're officially live. Didn't give any warning, but that seems to be the common theme of my live streams, or my plum streams, I should say. I wanted to talk to you all about a few really important things that are happening with me in my life, and just to give you an overview of some of the difficult parts of working for a small company, and in this case, my father's company, which is a two-man crew. It's my dad, and then it's me. So, first of all, Peeps, thank you for the love and the support. And hopefully, we get some people on here so we can chat about how everybody else is doing during this COVID lockdown and some COVID openings and whatnot. But I wanted to talk today about essentially burnout and how it affects people and how common it actually is, because it's unfortunately more common than I expected it to be in this line of work, but burnout is a really big thing. Um, L Dog, if you're here, I appreciate you watching. But just want to talk to you about how work's been. Angel Guzman, what's going on? How are you, sir? Hope you're doing well. I'm just going to have a quick conversation about burnout and stuff like that. So, as of 3 weeks ago, maybe even a month ago, Toronto unofficially opened up, at least for work wise, for us plumbers. And I guess a lot of tradespersons as well. So it got super busy, and a lot of projects that were postponed during COVID kind of picked up at this moment in time. And Dad and I ended up taking on an entire uh, a condo, which was a two washroom condo. It had two bathroom groups in it, so we had to redo one shower, one vanity, and one water closet. Actually, the water closet didn't have to be touched, but then we had to do the same thing on the second bathroom group, and that was a bathtub installation. So we had to do that. We had to do the rough and face for that. Then we got onto another project, which was an entire house, and the house had, oh man, it had a bunch of fixtures in it. So the first we had to redo the location of a laundry tub, redo the location of a also where the laundry machines were going to be. We had to redo the location of the vanity in there, another vanity in another washroom that stayed. We had to run an entire line for a brand new water closet. Then we had to do two bathroom groups. We had to do one shower stall, plus a vanity, plus a water closet, and then do the second bathroom group, which was a bathtub, vanity, and a water closet as well. So it was quite extensive. And for a two-man crew, I mean, it's okay, and it worked out, and we got it done. However, it really took a while for us to get Victor. Oh man, Vic, I know, man. I know, man. It's. I heard, and I don't know if the numbers are accurate in my head or from what I heard, but I heard there's like over 30,000 cases in America right now. If that's the case, man, please be safe. That's the most important thing, Victor. So, Vic, I'm just going to have a quick conversation about burnout and its effects, because Dad and I both, I think, reached our peaks this week. And I was just explaining the amount of things that we've been doing as a two-man crew. And on top of all of these things, Amy, how are you? What is a safe way for a small person to lift a large water heater? Amy, if you're one person doing it, I think you just stipulated that. For a small person to lift a large water heater. So, Amy, I imagine you mean all by yourself. One way to do it, if you're going to be transporting it, I would get a dolly involved in it if it's all you. One way Dad and I have done it is we drilled a shot once and we put a hanger on it. That way you can get one of those chains. I forgot what they're called, but it's a chain that essentially you grab and it'll lift an object for you. That's if you have the option to lift a hot water tank and drill a shot that way. Another way, honestly, you might have to actually ask somebody to help you. Dad and I do that all the time. If we know somebody's cool about helping us, we do that. So there's no shame in that either. Hot water tanks are hard for everybody to lift because, man, I might know only one guy I've ever met that actually was good at doing stuff like that. But honestly, hot water tanks are tough. So, Amy, I hope those tips help. But quick thing about burnout means you need a nice vacation. Vic, yeah, basically it is. So Dad and I sort of reached our peak this week because in conjunction with doing all these in conjunction doing all this kind of new construction renovation sort of thing, we also had a ton of service work at the same time, which is a blessing, eh? It's a blessing to be busy, but at the same time, at some point this week, I came to realize for myself I've burnt out many times in my life. So I'm getting better at noticing the symptoms of burnout and the moments where like I've taken on too much. So I had to take Thursday off for sanity reasons, and I just slept all day Thursday. But I saw my dad today, and my dad's a wreck. I think he's reached burnout. And yesterday, which was Friday, we had a few calls, and I ended up telling Dad, you got to go home because he had a terrible night's rest. And that's one of the weird things about burnout. As you're getting worse and worse, for some reason, you're going to have bad sleep as well. I noticed that you end up not being able to rest because of that accurately. So what ends up happening is you have a terrible night and then the crash comes. Uh, Damn, that's kind of scary. Vic, are you talking about burnout in general, or are you talking about the numbers that I was saying? So, anyways, I saw my dad today. We went to hang out with my nephews for a bit, and Dad's yeah, burnout. Vic, burnout's a disaster, man. And I just want to kind of just share my thoughts on this. Dad and I are a two-man crew, and the real difficult part about being this small as a company is it gets busy quite fast for us, for two people. However, at the very same time, it gets slow quite fast for us as well. So during moments like this in our lives, we would love to hire, somebody with a lot of experience in plumbing, somebody that we can send out to a job site that is competent enough to figure it out by themselves or would just work by themselves, etc. But we also have a hard time because there are, as soon as it, like, there's a moment where it also just dies right away, and you just sit back and you go, man, I'm sorry, we're out of work, and it just happens so fast. So the problem is that Dad and I end up pushing ourselves quite hard because of that. So, you know, it's great. Dad and I are busy, but man, it's one problem we haven't been able to solve. Dad and I, and we're getting better. This is the busy season. Yeah, you're right, Vic. And you know what? It's a problem we haven't been able to solve as of yet. I hope that at some point we can invest time and effort to find this person who can do these rough-ins and also do service and stuff like that. And also learn to keep them on even when it's slow, and maybe spend more time finding work then. I don't know. I don't know. But I wanted to get that out of the way to quickly talk about something that's very real in my life. I reached burnout this week for sure, and that's why I took Thursday off. And then Friday, I was still a bit of a mess, and my dad is suffering right now. Does your dad want to retire soon? Vic, I think my dad's the kind of individual that is not going to really retire. In other words, if Sigma Plumbing's still around within the next 3 years, knock on wood, I hope it is. I see Dad taking a step back, but never really stopping. I see him kind of becoming an organizer rather than like a frontline worker, in other words. So he'll probably be, organizing things, going out to certain calls of like troubleshooting leaks, and then also probably, buying material and bringing it to the job site. That's what I see him transitioning into. I hope we can make that work, but, that's a very real thing, burnout. Amy, I start my new job as a plumber helper on Monday. Nice, so nervous and hopeful. Amy, don't be nervous. First of all, congratulations. That is the hardest part, getting in. And, take your journey person's lead. Like you asked a question about a hot water tank. Your journey person has probably run into hot water tanks a million times in their career thus far. And I'm sure they have methods that they're going to show you on how they handle hot water tanks if it's a one-person job. But normally hot water tanks, honestly, is more than one person, especially on the delivery of it. You can justify hiring two people for a hot water tank because hot water tanks are super heavy. Like, I never bring a hot water tank all by myself. So, Amy, don't be nervous. Your journey person is going to walk you through it. Best of luck. You should be really excited. I hope you have a great time, and please let me know how it went for you, because that should be, man, I mean, like, it's the first week ever. If that's the case, wow, that's so cool. So, yeah, let us know. That would be so cool to find out how it went, and if you enjoyed your first job as a plumber helper. So, I don't know. It's exciting time, Amy. Hang in there. Keep your chin up. So yeah, that's a very real thing. I just want to quickly talk about burnout, but I want to know about all of you and how everything's going. Vic, how is the job site? How's the casino? Are you guys working really full capacity, or is it half capacity? And Vic, are you still going to Indiana? What's going on with that? You're currently in Philly from what I remember, right? And how are the numbers? I hear the numbers, like you were saying, are going up. Yeah, you were talking about dad retiring. Yeah, I see dad retiring, but a slow retirement, the type of retirement where, Amy, I'm just outside Philly too. I'm trying to transfer in Indiana. Okay, Amy, awesome. Amy, is Philly doing okay with the numbers? Do you have to take extra precautions? I know Vic was saying that his job site shut down for quite a bit. Amy, did you find it hard to find jobs in this current climate with everything going on in the world, especially in the States? Alejandro, hey Kenny, fellow plumber here. What's going on? I hope you're doing well, Alejandro. The job isn't the same anymore. Why, Vic? Has it changed? Are there more precautions, less precautions? I think you were telling me something last time, but I can't remember right now. So, peeps, you got to be ready because burnout's a very real thing. Um, I'm trying to take the weekend. The weekend has been a little bit of a stressful one. We ended up seeing a lot of family, which is good, but there's also a lot of stress in prepping and getting things done. Yes, it was hard to get people to respond. Many of them shut down. We are just starting to reopen. Okay, Amy. Amy, that's even a better story because you got your foot in the door even though that there were these hurdles. So awesome, awesome work. Be safe, Amy, obviously. I don't know if you're into wearing masks, but, I tend to wear masks on the job site now. It's like, protection masks, quote unquote COVID sort of masks sort of thing. That's what I'm doing. I'm also wearing gloves on the job site. I find, especially if you're doing service, it does kind of comfort the people you're walking into the unit with, the owners of the unit or the tenants of the unit. So that's something I've noticed. But, play it by ear, see how your journey person handles it. And, man, Amy, exciting times. Awesome. Vic is saying we wear beepers on our hard hats that help contact tracing. We have to wear masks at all times or we can get kicked off the job site. People don't want to wear masks. Alejandro, I've been having a hard time looking at feces. Is it something you get over or you just get used to? Real question. Okay, let me answer Vic's first. Vic, first of all, I kind of am sympathetic to people that don't want to wear masks. Masks are really irritating because, as you know, you start breathing into the mask and it starts going onto your safety glasses, and your safety glasses end up becoming obsolete because you can't see out of them. So a lot of times you got to out jog your safety glasses so they're on top of the mask, but that means they're not doing the actual work that they're intended to do. So I feel people like that, and some people actually have a hard time breathing wearing masks. So, man, I don't know, man. I don't know. I understand both situations. Give me a sec. Alejandro, listen. About looking at feces, I find personally that you sort of require the skill as a service plumber to be able to switch that part off in your head. So I've noticed in my career there have been a couple of situations where something is so gross that I have two options. Either I switch off and I just get to work, or I get really devastated by what's going on and I walk out. And I've had a couple of really uncomfortable situations occur like that. I'll tell you a couple of them since it's going to be story time anyways. And then Elliot, I'm going to give you Okay, 28-year-old apprentice here, transitioning from landscaping into plumber end of last year. Your videos are helpful. Thanks. Elliot, thank you. I really appreciate you checking out the videos. Let me know how it goes from the transition. That's so cool. Congratulations on transitioning, by the way. Okay, so Alejandro, let me give you a couple of stories since we're talking about it. All right. First story. My dad and I walk into this basement, and the basement was actually for, I think it was like a bubble tea place. Lady Moore, what's going on? You're not supposed to breathe in your own carbon dioxide. Hey, y'all, masks are dangerous if worn all the time. Interesting. Lady Moore, interesting. I didn't know this. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. So we walk into this unit, and what we find out is that 2 units are back to back. So in other words, their drain going out of the house is connected. Oh, sorry, it's a commercial unit is connected, but for some reason, it's only coming out, the water's only coming out into the basement of this one place rather than the basement. So there's no clean out on the other side. This one place is getting it the worst. So Dad and I walk in, and we got to run the big drain machine. So as the drain machine's running, Dad hits the drain machine lever, which spins the coil. And all of a sudden, I get blasted in the face with dirty water. And it was one of those moments of like, man, wipe it off and keep going. You know what I'm saying? You got like, because there's no way to get this done unless you switch that off. So Alejandro, I find that it does get easier. You learn to kind of snap out of that place in your mind that's grossed out. And that's the only way it can actually work, unfortunately. And look, Alejandro, there's no shame if this is something you can't handle. If you realize at some point that, man, you just can't do it, your stomach's not strong enough, then look, it might be time to look into new construction rather than service, okay? You're not supposed to. Amy, a plumber once told me he didn't like wearing a mask because without it, a plumber once told me he didn't like wearing a mask because without it, if something splashes in your face, you can spit it out. But with a mask, it is pressed against your lips for who knows. How would it get into his lips if the mask is on, though? I don't know. That's an interesting perspective. I'm willing to take on that perspective. It's quite interesting. Lady Moore says it gets easier. I agree. I think you do snap out of it. So I got to tell you another story since we're on the topic. Thanks. I'll see how she goes. Hey, yeah, good luck, Alejandro. Listen, no shame. No shame in deciding it's not for you. Trust me. I've seen a couple of career-ending drain calls, if you know what I'm saying. The kind of drain calls the new apprentice goes, I don't know, this ain't for me. So look, and I also think it was because I was with my dad that I had to kind of snap out of it because I was watching a pro snap out of it. You know what I'm saying? And just like work. Anyways, second story. So I walked into a unit once, and the gentleman suffered from mental health issues. So he had a little bit of a hoarding issue. And when I walked into the unit, what I noticed was there were spiders all over the kitchen countertop. And like these spiders weren't afraid of humans. You know what I'm saying? Like normally spiders scatter when they see people. These spiders were hanging out. They were chilling. So right away you knew they've been here for a while. They've become accustomed to this individual. Man, it was weird. Either way, the gentleman's sink was clogged. So I opened up the kitchen sink, by the way. So I opened up the cabinetry, and I look inside, and underneath the cabinetry, there's cobwebs everywhere and spiders everywhere. Now look, I gotta be honest. I'm not good with insects. Now, I'm not terrible with insects. I don't kind of crumble when I see insects, but whenever I see roaches, I get itchy. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm the kind of individual that when I see insects, I'm ready I got a good flight mechanism. I'm ready to leave. You know what I'm saying? But the gentleman's sink is clogged and he needs it done because he needs his kitchen sink. You know what I'm saying? So there was a moment in my mind where I was like, do we get out or do we do this? And I remember it was harder than drain calls for me, actually. Harder than seeing, what we're afraid of seeing come out of the drain. It was harder for me because the insect thing, I get itchy right away. But there was a moment where I had to go, okay, it's game time. let's go. And I switched off and I stuck my hand underneath that cabinet and I opened up the drain. We drained it and I had to snake that drain. But the landlord was actually really good with me. We walked out after and I said, look, if you continue having problems with this drain, I need somebody to clean this up before I come in because I don't do well around the spiders, you know what I'm saying? And also there was a sanitary situation going on in there. It was not a clean apartment. It needed to be cleaned, in other words. The poor gentleman suffered from, like I said, mental health issues, so no judgment passed. I know that he's dealing with a lot, but at the same time, we all need to be safe. We need to be worried about roaches and also worried about bed bugs as well. So it needed to be sprayed down if they had more work necessary to be done. Okay. So Lady Moore is saying most customers don't want you to see it and they get rid of it. I've been doing this for 18 years, seen poop maybe 3 times. Really? Lady Moore, that's a blessing right there. I've seen poop way more than that. I don't meet the nice customers you're meeting. I want to be where you're living. That's pretty cool. Look, Alejandro, if you're still here, it's part of the game, unfortunately, in the service side of things, but it does get easier. And I find that for people that can't handle it, they realize right away, and then they start transitioning into new construction if they can. You know what I'm saying? So, Lady Moore, just out of curiosity, whereabouts? I think you're in the States. I'm not sure, but if you are, what state do you live in? Because that's really cool that you've only seen poop 3 times. That's the way. Those are the customers I need to get meeting. You know what I'm saying? And Amy, question for you. Do you know if you have to wear personal protection equipment that's like a mask for COVID or whatnot? Or gloves, or like, did your journey person tell you what to bring to the job site as of your first day Monday? Ooh, Amy, exciting stuff, man. Let us know how it goes. Let us know. So yeah, you got to be able to switch off that part of your mind that kind of really makes you feel uncomfortable. And I don't know, I sort of learned that I could do that on the job site, you know. I didn't know that I could do that till I was encountering a moment. You know, what really works in the back of my mind is realizing that the person needs it more than I need the money. Do you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times, especially with drain calls, when the main is plugged, nobody can run water in the house, or nobody can run water in that building. From I think TN is Tennessee. Live in Vegas. My teacher told me not to get into drain cleaning, but I've done it. That's a smart teacher right there. Am I right? That's a smart teacher. Awesome, Vegas. I have had only good experiences in Vegas, but I'm sure it's quite biased because last time I was there, we stayed on the Strip. Actually, we had a small little hotel just off the Strip. Amy, my new boss said he didn't really care about masks, but I care. I figure all masks are kind of porous, so we can breathe, and that is where the problems happen. Amy, I know. It's a weird situation with the masks. And I'm listening to there's a back and forth happening and some people are saying masks are important, some people are saying masks aren't. I've been listening to Joe Rogan lately, and Joe Rogan was saying that I've only worked as an estimator here. Oh, okay, Lady Moore, that's an interesting job. People are making more money on unemployment than actually working. Is this good or bad? I'm scared for America. Okay, Vic, what was I going to say? I was going to finish with something. I was going to finish with the Joe Rogan thing. I heard both stories where maybe, I think it was certain states were saying that masks weren't important because they knew that there was a very small amount of masks and that should have gone to the first responders. So in other words, they were important, but they knew how scarce they were. And then I heard other stories where the states were actually, or certain places were saying, not just the United States, that you should only be wearing masks if people are sick, like actually have COVID. So, Amy, I'm also, I side on the side of caution, in other words. So I'm like you in that sense. I think they're important. And they might not be the best things, like they might not be actually working, but I think it's better to do that. I think it makes the other people feel comfortable as well. And you know, you got to practice hygiene as well. We have hand sanitizer. We always wipe down our hands and our steering wheel and stuff like that upon getting into the vehicle as well, especially before eating and stuff like that as well. So I'm with you there. So Vic, people are making more money on unemployment than actually working. Is this good or bad? I'm scared for America. Vic, look. Here's where. Okay, here's where my Canadian side kind of kicks in. Um, Here's how I feel about unemployment. I personally feel that unemployment is really important for certain individuals on this planet, right? There are certain individuals that absolutely need it, that fall upon hard times, that suffer from mental health issues, that suffer from physical disabilities, et cetera, et cetera. Like, and that's where the tax dollar goes. And it's important that those people get that money because those people cannot work the way, you know, an able-bodied individual like myself can work. In other words, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm blessed with a lot of things, you know. So what we're all afraid of is people taking advantage of that system, obviously. I think everybody doesn't like that. Is it good that some people are making more money on unemployment than they are working? To be honest, I don't. First of all, assuming that that's true, I don't know if that's good. If that's, you know, I actually don't know if that's true, Vic. So that's the one weird thing that I don't know. So I think there's still a lot of people. Did you know if you have on a mask, you can't carry your gun? Lady Moore, I heard about something like this, actually. I have. Give me one sec. Let me try to tackle this question because, Vic, that's a really good question. Um, I think unemployment for those people that need it is important, and I think that's good. I think unemployment for people that are, you know, I think everybody has a problem with people that abuse the system. Because some people, man, I heard a conversation once at a coffee shop where a lady was saying that she went and talked to a psychiatrist and she put on the tears and she was kind of laughing about it. And then she got unemployment for psychological. Basically, there's a type of unemployment in Ontario where if you suffer from mental health issues, you can get that. So she was like kind of bragging to her friends about it, like, yeah, and I walked in and I put on the tears and I got the check within the week, you know. And whenever you hear that, you go, look, that tax dollar that you're taking should actually be spent on individuals that really need it. So I think it's bad if people are abusing the system like that. You know what I'm saying? And I do also think, Vic, that there's a strong amount of people that go to work, that enjoy going to work, and you know, it's going to continue. I think you're going to find people that can't go to work because of these things and that can go to work because they're able to go to work. So I think it'll balance itself out. That's what I think, Vic. I hope that answers it pretty well. Okay, let me know if I need to explain more or my thoughts on it. Lady Moore saying, Amy, nothing wrong with it. I'm just more of a pipe fitter. I see, Lady Moore. Okay. Vic says, masks are not proven to stop or slow corona. They're trying to take away our constitutional rights by forcing us to wear them. Vic, I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. I do hear some doctors and some people in the medical industry saying that masks are useful, especially if all the individuals on the job site are wearing them. Like, for example, here's what I understand. When you wear a medical mask, one of the ones that are like surgical masks, for example, surgical masks, from what I understand, are designed to protect the person that's having surgery done to them, right? Because you're breathing, this mask is supposed to stop your breath from getting to that person. But it's not protecting the person wearing the mask. You know what I'm saying? Because you can still inhale, but you can't get as much out. If everybody is wearing that mask, everybody's safe. But if only one person was wearing that mask, technically that person's protecting the others, and the others aren't protecting that person. I hope that makes sense. So I do think there are masks that work and help. But in regards to the constitutional rights, you know, I do see what you're saying. I mean, you should have the right to wear whatever you want to wear, in other words. But there is going to be some sort of social kind of like give and take, you know what I mean? Like, you know, in other words, if you're going onto private property and that individual requires you to wear masks, Amy, are you asking me? I guess you're asking me what's my scariest plumbing call. And that individual's asking you to wear masks. It's within, like that individual that's asking for that, it's their property, so you have to do that. So there are a couple of constitutional things that are happening at the same time. Vic, in theory, you should have the right to not wear a mask, but at the same time, if you're going onto a job site for a union and the union requires you to wear a mask, then I don't know if you can really argue against them. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a clash of rights here. And I think that's always where it gets a little bit messy, where, you know, you have the right to practice something, but somebody else has the right to practice something else, which contradicts what you have the right to practice. So, Vic, I don't know. It's a very complicated thing, but it's an interesting conversation, no doubt. Lady Moore, did you know if you have on a mask, you can't carry a gun? Lady Moore, is this in Vegas? Is that what you're saying? Because I did hear about this. I heard it. Man, what did I hear? If you have on a mask, you can't carry a gun. Lady Moore, I need more explanation on that because I did hear something, but I can't remember. Okay, Amy, a little bit of clarification on scariest. As scariest as in like grossest scariest, like I'm about to do something I wish I didn't have to do? Or do you mean scariest like that's the concealed weapon law in Nevada? In Vegas? Is that right? Oh, interesting. So in order to get your concealed weapon permit, you're not allowed to wear a mask. Oh, grossest and scariest customer. Okay. Um, my grossest, honestly, Amy, I didn't do it justice, but that story I told you about the snake and the machine spinning and me getting blasted in the face with water, that was dirty water. That was one of my grossest situations because I was probably 3 or 4 inches in this water. It was so gross. There was toilet paper everywhere. There was, you know what, accompanying that toilet paper. So when it blasted me in the face, it was really kind of like don't open your mouth, don't lick your lips, wipe off. You gotta go get cleaned up right away, but we have to get these coils in because my dad's all by himself and he needs the next coil after this one goes in, sort of thing. Really gross, man. Really gross, Amy. Keep the hand sanitizer handy if you have it, or the Clorox wipes or whatever. Make sure you have something to clean off because you do encounter dirty water. Oof. I remember the moment it happened. Like I got blasted and I went, thank God for the safety glasses, first of all. If you get that in your eye, there's a potential to get pink eye. You know what I'm saying? That's number one. Thank God my mouth was closed because if you ingest that, that's another issue. You know what I'm saying? I have a buddy that I met in plumbing school who actually had sewage spill on him and he ended up getting very sick. He was hospitalized for it. And I don't remember. Roger! What's going on, peeps? Roger Wakefield is in the house. We got a fellow plumbing YouTuber. I hope you're doing well, Roger. How's Texas treating you, man? I heard the numbers are kind of going up. Oh, we got a famous person here. Texas shutting back down again. Everybody knows Roger. Nice, nice. Roger, let me know about that. You were talking about a article a while back. I don't know if that fell through or whatever, but let me know. Shoot me an email. That'd be cool, man. It'd be cool to collab. Okay, so Amy, that's probably the grossest, the scariest customer. I did a conversation about this. Man, it's always really uncomfortable when a customer gets mad at you and you're in their house, eh? That's always the scariest moment because you're sitting back going, look, I'm technically on their property. They're totally in control here. I end up backing away as quickly as possible. So there's a video I did, Amy, called Worst Customer Ever. And really, the guy was just kind of barking at me, so I don't think it would have turned physical, but there's always a moment where you kind of sit back and you go, man, this guy's losing it on me. He thought we were overcharging, but we weren't. Texas is doing well. I want you to write for a magazine. I'm doing. Rogers, man, absolutely. If you can email me, let me know if you want me to The email's in my About page. If you just check it out, shoot me an email. Let me know. I'd like to take a look at it for you. Absolutely. Victor is saying, hey, Roger. Oh, so cool. So cool. I'm glad you guys are doing well. Has your company changed at all, Roger, in regards to the work? Did you at all slow down because of COVID, or have you guys been running strong throughout this entire time? Have you been wearing more masks and gloves, or... Man, I finally get to interview Mr. Wakefield. Very cool. I got put out because I was right. He didn't want to pay. Uh, you got put out because who was right, Lady Moore? Because a customer didn't want to pay? Yeah, I've had that situation too, and it's really uncomfortable, man. The individual thought we were overcharging, but we had explained to him the price way beforehand, and he could have totally just told us not to come. Look, find another plumber. I'm not here. I don't know, man. Peeps, honestly, like, especially as a small business owner, the reason why you're busy, or the reason why companies are busy, is because your prices are reasonable. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm sure there are small business owners where their prices are not reasonable, but man, and this was also a referral. We've met this guy multiple times, but for some reason, I walked into this unit and he was already upset, eh? That's something I have to express as well. The gentleman was on a conference call. And when I went to shake his hand, he kind of did this to my hand, like he was already ticked. So when it came to the price and I explained it to him, whoof, he lost it. He lost it. And what kills me about this situation was I had fixed his PO plug. We started being safer in every house we walk in, aren't we all? How are you, brother? Roger, we're doing okay. I started this podcast, or this Plumbstream, talking about burnout. Dad and I are a little bit swamped with work, which is a blessing and a curse, as you probably know, being a business owner yourself. You know, we took on a lot of big projects, which were a lot of fun. But at some point, if you're not getting the right amount of sleep to rest ratio to work ratio, I had to basically take a day off this week just to sleep. And I slept all day. And then Dad kind of started deteriorating, but he's getting better, and we're trying to balance it. But we're at that weird stage in company where, at this point, at this very second, we're busy enough to hire somebody. But we need to find that person. They got to be super competent. They got to be able to do rough-ins and then maybe do service, And also at the same time, when we get slow, it gets slow super fast. So then we feel bad letting them go. You know what I mean? Yeah, Raj, great. I'm glad you hooked up and you hung out, man. That's really, really cool. Let's definitely do something. He said the garage disposal didn't work. I flipped the switch, it came on, but it was on his insurance, so he still had to pay. Oh, Lady Moore, those are the toughest calls because you still got to cover insurance for you showing up. You still got to cover gas for you showing up. You still got to cover your first hour, even though you spent 5 minutes. Man, I don't know, but customers don't understand that. Houston is running out of hospital beds. Vic, oh man, I don't know. I hope not, man. I hope not. I hear numbers are going up. Lady Moore, look, I don't know why, but customers don't understand that whether you're there for 5 minutes or the full hour, a minimum charge is designed to cover your first hour. Whether you're there for 5 minutes or an hour, I don't know, man. I don't know. It still covers your bare minimum. That's just to break even, basically. Your minimum charge doesn't make you a lot of profit. It might be like 3% profit. A lot of the times you're breaking even on a minimum charge. So, man, I don't know why customers don't understand that, but they don't, there are also situations where, like, we walked into a unit and we had to replace his home insurance made him. Lady Moore, I hope you got paid, and I hope it wasn't too scary of a situation. Amy, by the way, the scary situations are, knock on wood, are on the rare side. You need to get out to Texas. Roger, I would love to go to Texas. It's definitely on the list. I will definitely be in touch if that happens. And if you're ever coming up north into Ontario or Toronto specifically. If you don't let me know, I'm going to be offended, Roger. I'm going to take you around. It would be so cool. He wrote a letter into the company and got me fired. Are you kidding? Lady, what happened? Lady Moore, what happened? What did you overstep some sort of boundary when this happened? Was there some sort of altercation or something like that? How could you get fired for that? It's his fault that it's the individual's responsibility to pay you for your time. So there must have been some sort of altercation. Man, there must have been. So Amy, sorry, I don't know if I finished this sentence. Amy, just so you know, these bad situations that I'm talking about, these scary moments are really small things that happen. Like they don't happen all the time. They're very rare, in other words. I was nice. I just left, called the insurance company. They paid me, but he was embarrassed. Oh. Lady Moore, sometimes you run into people that are just, they don't know. Rich, the Italian plumber, what's going on? Rich, I don't know if you know Mr. Wakefield, but Roger Wakefield is in the house. So say hi if you know Roger Wakefield. What's going on? What's going on? So lady, look, maybe it's a blessing to unmeet those people, right? Like I find that whenever you meet somebody super difficult and you have that situation, man, it was a bad situation, but it's good because you never have to deal with that person again. So it sorted itself out, and you know what? It's good. Yeah, peeps. Roger Wakefield is in the house. In the house. I would love to go down to Texas, man. Absolutely. That would be super cool. Yeah, so right now we're talking about Roger. So cool, man. So cool. So cool. So how are the numbers doing? Roger, okay, so you were saying that it's doing okay. COVID is all right in Texas, man. Okay, because, you know, what I keep hearing is the numbers keep going up, unfortunately, and yeah. So yeah. By the way, Roger, we're being safe as well. We're wearing more masks as you kind of described, and we're doing the same thing whenever we walk into a unit. It's masks and it's gloves. Roger and Kenny, my two favorite plumbing YouTubers. Well, I appreciate that, Victor. I appreciate that completely. It's very cool. Very cool collaboration right here. So yeah, love some at Lady Moore Natural. All right. That, Roger, we should do like an interview, or you know what we should do? If you're up for it, of course. We should do like, I don't know if YouTube allows live streams to be two people, but I know Instagram, for example, you could do a live stream with a couple of people. So if you're interested in doing something like that, we will collaborate. Hey, I like that sound. Let's do it, Raj. I think it would be great. If we can do like a live stream where it's the two of us, that would be cool. Roger, I was watching your tankless clean yesterday. Use StreamYard, Kenny. All right. Everybody's liking this idea, Roger. If you're down, I'm down, Roger. I'm game. What was it called, Vic? It was called StreamYard. Let me see if I can get this going. StreamYard. Very cool. Tankless clean yesterday. Yeah, I got to check that one out. Absolutely. Raj, it's from everything I've seen in regards to your videos, it seems like you do a lot of under slab housing stuff. Like I see a lot of trenches being dug in your videos, man. That must be that confined space. Is there a confined space ticket that you got to get in Texas? I could do hashtag YouTube while you go on Instagram or wherever. Okay, that could be cool. Are you talking about, like we will choose a time and date when we do this, I guess, right? I could do YouTube while you go on Instagram or wherever. Okay, yeah, we could do something like that. That could be fun. That'd be super cool. Roger, you let me know when and where. I'll make it work. We'll make it work. We don't have basements here. Oh yeah, that's right. That's the underslab leaks that you guys are doing. That's right. is there a crawl space or a confined space ticket that you guys need when you do that sort of work? Because I know that here in Ontario, there is that sort of ticket that you have to have. You have to have that sort of certification. And whenever I see those videos when you're doing that, Raj, man, a part of my anxiety goes up going, man, I hope it's safe going under there, man. That could be scary. I imagine it's something you get used to over time, eh? I don't know if, no, we just dig and go deep. Oh, Roger. Roger, yeah, that's the way you do it, man. You got to just switch off that and just get going. I know that feeling, man. Good for you, honestly. You know, it'd be super cool if I could come down to Texas and hang out for a day and go on a job site with you. That'd be cool, or vice versa. That could be cool. That would be really cool. Actually, I saw your silver solder video the other day, Roger. Silver solder is something I've never done before, actually. You were saying you were working for a fire company, and that's where you learned to silver solder, man. That's some experience right there. Never done that. I've brazed before, but that was very limited. Come on, we could have fun together. Roger, don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. You're gonna see me Monday morning, knock on your door, going, hey, let's go. I love to solder too, Lady Moore. Soldering, I think is, I'm scared to say that it might be a dying art later in our lives. I think it might go out of business. Make sure you stop in and see us in Massachusetts. Oh, we got to do a tour now, Roger. We got to go around and say hi to everybody. Absolutely, Rich. Absolutely. I'll do my best. We'll see how it goes. ProPress is taking over. That's right, Vic. That's what I'm saying. I think ProPress is really efficient in comparison to other things. No shark bites. Yeah, Lady Moore, I hear you. I hear you. And I saw a video about shark bites that Roger was talking about. Roger's not a fan. I hear that. I hear that. But yeah, ProPress is kind of taking over the system, man. And I saw a video the other day. If you come to Texas, Kenny Molotov, you may never go back home. You know what, man? The weather seems to be always nice down there. There's no snow from what I understand. I think you got a lot of things going for you Texans down there. Absolutely. Actually, funny story is I have two friends that lived here in Ontario with us, and they got a job down in Texas, and they ain't coming back. They said the exact same thing as you said, Roger. They ain't coming back. ProPress is the only way to go. We have two. Look, ProPress is super fast, man. Super fast. Roger, you got to come up here just to experience the snow, man. Come on, we got to bring you out when it's like 2 feet of snow and like we're shoveling with our hands, not even bringing out the snow blowers because 2 feet is nothing here. That's what you got to do. You got to come out and see what that's like. How does the colder colder weather affect the way you do your job? Amy, I think there are certain situations where we have to work in garages, so we're fully bundled up when that's happening. And a couple of annoying things is that when it's cold enough, you really want to wear your large gloves, right? Like your kind of skiing gloves, but you got to take those off and you got to do work. So what we typically do is we have those thinner gloves. They're basically kind of like I don't even know how to describe them. They're like a polyester material, but they're thin. And then you could do fine motor movements with them. So you got to do that. We find that a lot of, during really cold seasons, whenever we have a major freeze, like if it goes minus 40, minus 50, we don't have a lot of days like that in Ontario. We might have one or two every season. But whenever that happens, we get tons of calls the following day because pipes freeze at that temperature. A lot of people kind of have their houses and places kind of designed to be able to handle minus 30. But once minus 40 comes, man, people call us all the time going, hey, I'm getting no water in my pipes. Can you want to come check it out? And basically right away, we're like, look, something's frozen. You got to bring heaters out and heat up that area, because if you're able to heat it up before the freeze takes hold, before it actually expands the water, you won't have any breakage in the copper. But if it froze good and solid, it expanded, it broke your pipe. So we have to be ready for that sort of thing. And that happens, like I said, once or twice every season in at least the parts of Ontario that I am. Northern Ontario gets hit pretty hard with like deep freezes like that, from what I understand. Victor, Rich is saying, Victor, I use it every day and never had a leak with it unless it's M tubing and real thin. And Victor says, I need a better ProPress gun, I think. When it's warm enough here, we wear speed. And Texas pipe freeze under 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh man, what's the conversion under 70 degrees? We wear Speedos. Roger, I want to see that video, Roger. That's what I want to see right there. That's hilarious, dude. Yeah, yeah. So, man, that's what happens. It gets cold here. I remember a couple years back we had a Arctic freeze that came down into Ontario and into Toronto, I should say. And man, that was some temperature right there. You really felt it. It's really cold. The kind of thing that just goes through your body. You know what I'm saying? You just start shaking, super cold. And the other thing about the way Toronto's affected is we're right by one of the Great Lakes, which is Lake Ontario, and it's humid. And there's a difference between like a dry cold and a humid cold. A humid cold is like misery. You walk outside and your eyelashes start sticking together because there's moisture in the air, man. It's a different thing. It's a different thing altogether. Roger, the Speedo conversation is still killing me right now. Yeah, yeah, under 70 degrees Fahrenheit. I wish I knew what that was in Celsius right now. I don't have the formula off by hand. But, yeah, pipes freeze, definitely. Roger, you in the ProPress game? I think you did a video on ProPress. Are you guys really into that ProPress machine or what? Rich is saying, I've had Milwaukee and I also Ridgit. Joking about the 70. Okay, I gotcha. I have had Milwaukee and also Ridgit and never had an issue, Victor. Okay, cool. Lady Moore, I had to braze a pipe under a house one time. Took me a minute my first time. Yeah, what I remember about brazing was that it was a different, like the heat had to be an entirely different situation. And what I also remember is the teacher that taught it to us was using a turbo torch, and that thing screamed when it was on. It was going wah! When it was flying. So I was not a fan of that entire process. But yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Brazing is something I don't do very often, but I'm so much in love with soldering, man. I don't know. I got like maybe I'm an old soul and I love that art form, you know? Like when you see beautiful soldering, it's really something to be watching. It was by default fitting would fit. Oh, I see, Lady Moore. I see. So yeah, we're thinking. Oh, Amy, gotta go, Kenny. Thank you so much for the advice and encouragement. Amy, have a fantastic first day on Monday. Roger, it's Amy's first day on Monday. So I'm sure, look, we wish you the best of luck. Kick butt on Monday. Let us know how it goes, okay, Amy? Best of luck. Stay safe out there. And make sure you're wearing steel toes and safety glasses and all that jazz, okay? Be safe. I love ProPress. I've had the big Rigid. I used a Turbo A32 tip. Badass. Roger, we're thinking about ProPress. I ain't going to lie. It looks super convenient. Rich is wishing Amy luck. Congrats, Amy. Hello, Amy Swanson. Good luck. Absolutely, Amy. Kick butt on Monday. Let us know how it goes. That's so cool. Yeah, we're thinking about ProPress for sure. Maybe once it settles down a bit, we can look at the profits and maybe invest in that. It looks super fast, super convenient. I saw somebody do a ProPress build the other day, man. They did a, what was it called? They did a really quick video on it, man. It was a really quick, really quick video. And that soldering that would have taken at least 2 times as long. I've been a plumber for 37 years. Started when I was 13. Rich, that is some experience right there. Do y'all use Mega Press on gas? I don't touch gas, so we got to leave that to the community. Peeps, do you guys use Mega Press or what? I do know somebody that uses ProPress on gas. Rich is saying they do. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And I assume it's the same thing. It's the same ProPress fittings, but for gas lines. I know another person, another subscriber that does use gas, ProPress on gas. Just started doing Mega Press. Absolutely. Cool, man. How about you, Roger? Legal in Massachusetts, just different heads. Nice. In Texas, plumbers run gas systems. That's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. A couple of here in Canada, if you go out to Alberta, gas and plumbing are one license. The apprenticeship is a bit longer because of that. But in Ontario, they're two separate licenses. So I hear you. I hear it. From what I understand, there's a few states like that where they're combined, right? Yeah, we have a gas technician that we basically work with, and whenever he needs plumbing done, he calls us. Whenever we need gas done, we call him. So that's how we work that out, basically, right there. So Texas Green Plumbing, you guys busy right now, Roger, or did you guys slow down at all? Same in Massachusetts, it's same license unless you just go for a gas fitter license. Cool. Roger, did you guys slow down at all? Was it busy the whole time? Did COVID affect you guys at all, or? Because I know for us, I was asking Dad to stay home for that period of time. I wanted to make sure he was safe, and we got busy the first week, but it slowed down the subsequent weeks. And then there was a time where I was only going out once or twice a week, for the major calls, the important ones, which were drains, basically. A lot of drains or any sort of pinhole leaks or copper leaks or whatever leaks there were, basically. So yeah, we got a lot of MegaPress users out there, man. I think ProPress is taking over. Roger, you think that in the next 10 years, plumbers will still know how to solder, or is this going to be a dying art, man? We are busy the whole time, slowing down a little now, but things seem normal. Okay, good, man. That's a blessing. I'm sure, like you were saying, you're all taking it very safely, which is the most important. And man, that's good. It's good that you guys are safe and working and man, I'm really worried for everybody out there. Everything I hear is telling me that the numbers are going up. So Raj, just be safe, man. Be safe, and I hope your crew's being safe and everything like that. That's the most important. And same to all you peeps. Just be safe, man. Never forget how to solder. It's like riding a bike. Rich, I don't know what it is, man, but there's nothing as satisfying. I got to use ProPress. So let's just say that first of all. But right now, there's nothing as satisfying as soldering for me. I think solder will always be around. It is an art form. I agree, Roger. I hope so. But I don't know if everybody's going to be doing it the same way they're doing it now. I still think that the up and coming plumbers might not learn it. I don't know. I hope it's not the case because it'll break my heart. We have been working this whole time, never took any time off. Rich, yeah, technically the same here. It slowed down a little bit for Dad and I. But as of 3 weeks ago, I started this Plumbstream basically saying that, Dad and I have been dealing with a little bit of burnout. That's how much work there is for us two guys right now. And it's been a blessing and a curse. It's been chaos. And, Toronto basically unofficially opened up 3 weeks back. Yeah, Vic, I remember you were working on the casino you were saying, and then you got laid off for a while. I remember the stress that you were going under. I'm really happy you're back at work, even though it's a little bit stressful right now from what you're saying. Same with myself and my son's family business like you guys. Yeah, it's been, it slows down, then it gets crazy. And, man, it's just something that we're eventually going to have to learn to deal with, sort of thing. I think we're going to have to hire somebody on. Roger, when you were a smaller company, how did you ever deal with like getting super busy but being afraid of becoming slow again? What did any advice there? Because I know that you've been, I think, running a business for a while now. So any advice there for Dad and I would be wonderful. Would love to pick your brain about that. So everybody is saying, so Roger thinks solder's going to be around the whole time. Peeps, what about you? You think solder's going to be a dying art? Lady Moore tried to work for a plumber here. He paid his plumber with gift cards and docked their pay for mistakes. And I rode one day, LOL, paid them $18 an hour. Whew, that is a weird system right there. That is a stressful system right there, Lady Moore. They docked you for your mistakes. I don't know. I sort of feel like plumbing companies and any crews, they sort of got to be families in the sense that, look, you're going to make mistakes, but at some point you're going to make me money. So I invest in you. and in you learning from those mistakes so that one day you get faster and more efficient and it's better for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So docking for mistakes, I don't know. It's tough. It depends on your insurance policy, I guess, Lady Moore. I don't know. But it's an interesting conversation to have for sure. He only had 3 plumbers, been open over 15 years. Maybe that means something. Maybe that says something, having such a small crew, not being able to get more people. It's an interesting conversation. Interesting conversation. Yeah, so peeps, we're at the 59-minute mark. I'm going to give this another 5 minutes. Running your own company 5 years. Always know what makes your phone ring. If you use social and PPC together, you can always make your phone ring. Social and PPC. Yeah, Roger, I hear that. Kenny, you have a dog? Oh, you can hear her. Peeps, I was going to introduce you to our new dog. She's a puppy. Her name is Molly. She is 3 months old. She's about to get fed. So she is super excited. Yes, I do have a dog officially as of a month ago we got her. No, we got her at 8 weeks. So yeah, approximately a month. You see how excited she is for the food? Kenny got a puppy. I did, Victor. I did. We got ourselves a dog. We've been wanting one for many, many years. But we never had the right kind of schedule because Roger loves the puppies. Yeah, sorry, peeps. She's going to be like that for a little bit of time. So please bear with us. She's still young and figuring it out. But we've had her, man. Let me tell you, we haven't been blessed with kids. Hopefully it's in our future. But this thing right here, man. Woo! Will the puppy be on the next video? Vic, I have a little snippet of her, so I was planning on introducing you to her. I will definitely try to do that if you guys are down for that. Yeah, I'm going to try to introduce you all to her. She's a handful right now, but she's a lot of fun and she's super smart at the same time. So we're doing a lot of training. Any dog owners out there, peeps? From you, Vic, you got a dog? Roger? Yes, what kind of puppy? Okay, yeah, that's what I was going to let you all know. We got ourselves a Belgian Malinois. You have 4 dogs, Rich. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, we got ourselves a Belgian Malinois, very demanding breed, super smart. You have a cat. Sorry, Lady Moore, I was a cat person for many years, so no shame. You got a rescue. Nice, Roger. What kind of dog did you end up getting? So, yeah, we got a Belgian Malinois, very demanding breed, very smart, high energy. A French Bulldog. There we go. We got a lot of dog owners here. Yep. So she, we are learning the ropes with her. She's my first pup. Actually, my first dog ever. My wife's had dogs in the past, so she's a little bit better. Completely mixed. Great puppy, though. There you go, Roger. That's all you need. You just need good character. Am I right? Doesn't matter what kind of form they come in. We just need good, reliable character. That's what we need. So, yeah, she's been a handful, peeps. See how calm she is now? She got the food. She's like, all right, we good. We friends now. So, yeah, she's been a handful, but a lot of blessing at the same time. So we're working her every day. We're training her. We're trying to get her good with sits. How big is she, dude? Right now, she's like that big. She's about 19 pounds. So she's not super big, but she's getting there. And she's going to be around 60 pounds, 50 to 60 pounds when she's fully grown. So she's going to be basically a medium-sized dog. So a Belgian Malinois, for those of you who don't know, is essentially a shepherd. It's a shepherd from Belgium. If you see them, they look a lot like German shepherds, but they got short hair and they got mahogany hair. If you've ever seen the movie Max, the dog Max is a Belgian Malinois. If you ever seen the movie John Wick 3 with Halle Berry, the 2 dogs that Halle Berry has are Belgian Malinois. We have a shepherd. What kind of shepherd, Rich? So just so you know, Belgian Malinois are known for doing a lot of police work and a lot of army work. But the Malinois we have is half showline Malinois, German Shepherd. There you go. So they're similar families. She's half showline and she's half working line. So hopefully she's not going to be as high drive as those dogs, but exceptionally smart. And as Rich, I assume you know, very smart breeds. Let's talk soon. I love what you're doing. Keep making great videos. Peace. I got to run. Roger, thanks for stopping by. Peeps, say bye to Roger Wakefield. We got a famous person in the house. Roger, thanks for the love and support, and love your stuff as well. Let's be in touch, and let's see if we could coordinate something. I think the communities would love it. I think it would be so great. Really appreciate it, Roger. Stay safe out there, Roger. Stay safe. Peeps, I got to go in a minute as well, so if you got any last-minute questions, please shoot those over right now. Lady Moore's leaving. I figure we're all leaving at the same time. So, Peeps, thank you for the love and support. I'm going to do my best to get a video out for you all tomorrow. And maybe Molly's going to be in it so you can finally officially meet her. All right, Peeps? Much love. Thanks for the love and support. Don't burn out like I was talking about. And I'll see you plumbers very soon. Kenny Molotov, guys. Peeps, baby. Bye, Rich. Bye, Lady Moore. Peace out.